What is up, people? Jason Bull here in Jonkershoek MTO Trails.
And I'm Frankie Toit, enduro rider from Stellenbosch, South Africa. And today we're going to show you how to enduro.
Yeah! Frankie is falling off! So for those of you that are not aware, enduro racing is a discipline of mountain bike racing where the downhills are timed, the uphills are not. You still need to pedal yourself to the top, but you're not going to be timed on your ascent. The trails are typically technical. We want to test one's technical riding ability, and they can be quite long. In Jonkershoek here, over 10 minutes a couple of the descents, so it can be very physically testing, but at the end of the day it's just as hard as you make it. If you go faster, the trails will be harder. If you take it easy, trails won't be too bad. All good vibes, worth giving a bash even if you've never done it before. Enduro Western Cape, we've got a light enduro as well as a full enduro, so you can just do 2 stages if you're not sure, but definitely worth trying your hand at and seeing if you dig it. We reckon that you will. Will they dig it, Frankie?
100%. What's not to love?
Okay, Frankie, we're pedaling uphill now, which means we're on what they call a liaison or a transfer or something. Does that mean we have to burn all our matches to get to the top as fast as possible?
Definitely not. You want to keep it consistent so you get to the top fresh for your race downhill, but you do need to get to the top before your allocated start time, so you do have to hustle a little bit.
So we're taking it easy, relatively, measuring ourselves. Some of the climbs are quite steep, as you can see, but just wanting to get to the top of the stage, not burning too many matches. Keep an eye out pre-event for any communication on batches or allocated start times. That might determine how you approach the liaisons. But other than that, don't be off racing. Save yourself for the descents, because they are big. Okay, Franks, we've reached the top finally. What happens next?
So get yourself ready for the trail, unlock your suspension, drop your seat post, get yourself in a good gear, and get ready to shred. So to start your stage, there'll be a timing pod over here and you'll have a timing chip on your wrist. So just press your chip to the pod, wait for it to beep, and then you can go. So there'll be a 30-second gap between riders and stages. So make sure you don't catch a rider in front of you, but if you do, just yell rider. They should be lean over to get you past. Rider! Go Frankie! So if you want to see the podium, you're going to have to work hard on these little sprint sections to make sure you're getting all the time that you can get.
Frankie is falling off, my word. That is terrifying. Woo! So a bit of self-preservation is important when you're racing enduro. You can't go full gas top to the bottom unless you're incredibly fit and incredibly skilled. You have to know your ability and measure yourself. Not crashing is always faster than crashing. You could ride this on a marathon bike if you wanted to. A lot of people will. Very capable. You just have to manage your speed. Big travel enduro bikes are just going to be that much more capable to handle all the big features. Frankie, what do we do? We must
tag. Oh, we tag out.
We forgot to tag out. If you miss the tag, that is your problem. There's either going to be a marshal standing there with your tag pod, in which case keep your handlebar, your hand on your handlebar like that. If there's no marshal, look for a well-marked timeout pod and put your wrist on, wait for the beep. And then you are enduring. Then you just got to do it 4 more times. Frankie, go and get that top step. Thank you for bearing with us today.
Thank you. To my best.